It was late 2024 when I was sitting here in this same office. I opened my email and there it was, a TED Talk in Amsterdam, in the center of Amsterdam, if I was interested. And of course I started to think about it. And I had nothing else to do that afternoon, so I started to write what I thought, if I'm going to do a TED Talk, it's going to be like this. So I wrote 2 pages. And after those 2 pages, I was really happy. I saw myself calling out, Frank Soonius TED Talk, and there I go on stage and perform my best. But something was missing. Reading back to those pages, I thought, there is something missing, but I know from experience, leave it to the universe, that what was missing will always come when you need it. And I trusted that. And I walked downstairs and I saw that the mailman was arrived and an envelope in a mailbox. I grabbed him. It was addressed to me and my girlfriend. And I opened it. And guess what? I told you, the universe will always prevent. Because in that envelope, there was a card, a birth card, a little baby boy born in the opposite of my street. Ted. Ted. Ted X. TED Talk. Just Ted. Let's talk about that. I wanted to know much more because this cannot be coincidence. It had to be a reason that this card fell into my mailbox. So when Caroline came home, I asked her, do you know those people on the other side? Who are they? And she explained who she was and called the names and said also, yeah, I already made an appointment to see Ted. And I bought some presents also. I said, well, let's see next Wednesday, Ted. And that Sunday, I walked to the neighbors. And when the door opens and I come in the living room, there he was in his little green jumper, laying on a crib with all presents around him. And my eye caught straight away a beautiful book that was next to the crib of Ted. And I've got that book. I ask her. It says, Gewoon Ted. That means just Ted. A beautiful book about a green dragon. And I asked, of course, the mother, what's the book all about? Because, oh my God, TED Talk, TEDx, just that, everything was there. The universe was helping me. So she said, well, it's about a dragon, a green dragon, who felt not loved, because that's what dragons do. When they open their mouth, fire comes out. So people are scared of the dragon. That was a good guy, a good dragon. But nobody loved it. So he was lonely. And one day he saw a sign somewhere. And that sign told him, that banner told him, there's a big bear party in the neighborhood. Everybody has to be dressed like a bear. He thought, oh my God, this is my chance to make friends. I'm going there. But now I have to find a bear suit, a big bear suit. And guess what? That succeeded. He found his bear suit, put it on, and of course he went to the party. Oh my God, he loved it. Everybody was dancing and dancing around a big campfire. Everybody was making fun. And oh my God, Ted was really enjoying. Till he come too close to the fire. And his bear suit caught fire. So he had only one thing to do. Is get out of the bear suit. Get out as quick as possible. But he was thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen? They're all going to see that I'm a dragon. And they're all going to run away. But he had no choice. So he puts the bear suit off, jumps out, and guess what? Nothing happened. For one reason. Everybody was wearing a bear suit to hide something. That's what we all do. The mask and the bear suits to hide who you really are. So, what can we do for Ted, the little real Ted? Just baby boy, just born. What can we do to make his life easier, that he don't have to wear a bear suit or mask to be loved or all kinds of different suits or to be somebody else, to fit in? No, we don't want that to fit in. If I look back in my life, I was born high sensitive. My mother was a survivor of the war camps in Indonesia, really young. My father, a young soldier who had to fight to stay alive. They met each other. Frank was born high sensitive. My father and mother was not a match made in heaven. I lived for so long in a war zone. And because I lived in a war zone, I had all kinds of suits, bear suits, to not show how I really felt. And I created a fantasy world, a world I call my shadow world. I start living there. And when I mean living there, I really believed that my shadow fantasy world was the real world. Well, it's not. And one day, the real world really comes, and you cannot go back anymore. You can't go back anymore. And that's why I wrote a book, Trapped in a Dream. Never lose your drive. I wrote right there everything I learned from not being me. And when the real world came, I was in panic and everything fell apart. But that's in the book. That's not for now, for Ted. Let's go back to Ted. What can we do for Ted? We want to make sure that the small Ted has a good support team. A support team is everything. A cheerleader. Always a cheerleader. You always have a word of encouragement, because everybody needs words of encouragement. A good mentor. He will find a good mentor, and we have to help Ted with the mentor. Because when you start living your life, it's always told and taught by others. But that's not your life. You need also a good coach. A good coach you can trust and tell everything. Also, a really good friend, a best friend, who listens to you. Say that you're wrong and listen tomorrow again. I tell you again that you were wrong. But that doesn't matter. The fifth one is a protege. I learned so much of proteges, people who depend on you, ask you questions, and those questions make you think and make you grow. And then I go to my program, the Dream Driver program. 6 P's. The first P, we always make sure that Ted is positive. Positive. We should have that subject on school. Positivity. The second P, persuasion. It's the belief that everything is possible if you are who you want to be and go after what makes you happy. The third P is being proud. The pride. Being proud of what you already accomplished, from all the things that went wrong, but still be proud. You did it. You did it. Always stay proud. The fourth P is the pause. It's the balance between wealth, health, relationship, everything in your life. If that's in order and the balance is there, you're doing well to go to the last 2 P's. Purpose in your life and the passion in your life. And when Ted can stay Ted, as long as he wants to stay Ted, the way he wants to be Ted, then it's easy to go and find your purpose and live your biggest dream. with so much passion. So let's make sure that Ted always stays Ted.